Good D. Good D by JC.
A little head fake. Reese, flick of the wrist. Air ball again, no.
Keep being who you are. Keep waking up every day. Keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down.
4 seeds and hosting the first 2 games of the tournament. Oh, Reese with a pretty spin move.
Can you name the last rookie who got booed by their home fans just 10 games into their pro career? That's the challenge facing Angel Reese right now, but here's the real question. Can she turn it around? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos. Without subscribing, it costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Recall those astounding statistics we shared. Even Reese's most ardent admirers won't be able to ignore the picture they're about to paint. What if I told you that her shooting percent has fallen to such an extent that her college achievements seem unattainable? Let's dissect it. Angel Reese stunned everyone with her previous performance.
Reese kept it together and found her way to 2 more points.
We had already been through some adversity throughout the year, missed games, different lineups, so many different things has happened to our team. And we were just built for this moment. And we trusted God and we played together and we're some dogs.
She scored only 7 points in a recent game. That number 7 is not a typo. However, things worsen, her leaping off the ground a pitiful 30%. You may be thinking, hey, the WNBA is tough at this point. Maybe she's just getting used to it. And the shocking thing is that Reese shot 53.6% from the field while at LSU, among players in her position. That placed her in the 33rd percentile. Not outstanding, but not awful either. Right now, when compared to her WNBA career, those collegiate statistics seem like Hall of Fame numbers. This isn't simply a minor decline that we are discussing. This decline is bewildering supporters and leaving coaches frantically searching for solutions. However, Reese's difficulties are not isolated incidents. The Chicago Sky are suffering together in their last 10 games. They have a 3-7 record. That right there is playoff dream destroying territory. And before you conclude that's awful, learn about their shooting problems. Imagine this: in a league renowned for its elite play, a professional basketball team goes 3 for 10 from the field over the course of the game. Give that a moment to settle in. Not only is that dreadful historically, but it's also bad. And who's in the center of the shooting disaster, you ask? Yes, Angel Reese. What are you thinking? Is it all Reese's fault? At this point, naturally, no. After all, basketball is a team sport. It becomes problematic, though, when your star player, the person who should be leading the charge, is producing numbers that make benchwarmers look excellent. A significant one. The offense of the Sky is now as predictable as a subpar romantic comedy. Everyone knows that Reese will win the ball, but rather than any sort of magical event, it feels more like a slow-motion car wreck.
5, 4, yeah, we sit on that. We sit through. Good job, good D.
Ever All-Star game come on an offensive board, leads the WNBA in that category. Well done, rookie.
Mistake after misstep, squandered opportunity after missed opportunity. It hurts to walk, and it hurts the fans even more since they had such high expectations regarding the supporters. They are not going to take this lightly. Change calls on social media are exploding, and they want Reese benched. Not just any old change. Yes, the same people who were praising her only a few months ago are now demanding that she get on the pine. This is where things become really fascinating, though. It appears that the coaching staff is intensifying their Reese-focused approach. They're still calling plays for her and giving her possession of the ball at critical times. In spite of her difficulties, it sounds like a lot of noise and produces little to no movement. When someone tries to start an automobile without any gas, it's not just the scoreboard that's putting the strain on. Angel Reese finds himself torn between basketball and stardom. Which side is winning, though, and at what cost to her WNBA career and her team? You could assume that Reese's difficulties are limited to missed field goals and fumbles off the court, though there's a completely different ball game being played. While fans are clamoring for additional practice time, Reese is occupied with podcast recording and red carpet strolling before she's even won a professional game. It seems like she's attempting to emulate LeBron James. Let's dissect it. Reese has been cited at prestigious occasions, such as the Met Gala. Now, a little sparkle and glamour here, and there is quite okay, right? However, it might be time to exchange that fancy dress for more exercise. If you're only making 30% of your shots from the floor, it goes beyond the events as well. In order to provide her listeners with an intimate glimpse into her life, Reese has started her own podcast. Some, meanwhile, are questioning whether she is revealing too much of her focus. Basketball is a mental game as much as a physical one. Reese's thoughts don't seem to be on the court right now.
It's to the free throw line. It hits every part of the rim and goes down.
You're living well when it goes in that
See
way.
the basket.
On the court, I'm very competitive. I'm super competitive when it comes between the lines. I work really hard, but when off the court, we can have a good...
This is the tough part, though. Reese is facing more than the typical pressures of a rookie. The whole story of her feud with Caitlin Clark looms large over her mind. She seems to be attempting to become a superstar before she has even established herself in the league. I can assure you that this is a shire way to end badly. Reese has acknowledged having difficulty. It's tough because I hate losing and I try to go out there every night and try to be as consistent as I can, she stated, but regularity. These days, that's proven just as elusive as her shooting touch. What about the supporters? They don't hesitate to act. Criticism is exploding on social media. And what is Reese's response? She is obstructing supporters on both sides. She seems to be attempting to erect a barrier between herself and reality. The problem is that in the social media age, that wall is as sturdy as a house of cards. Let's now discuss the team. Reese's Instagram following is growing quicker than the Sky hopes of making the playoffs. Furthermore, it goes beyond her performance. The dynamic among the team is dysfunctional. Teresa Weatherspoon, the head coach, is facing criticism for her offensive sets and rotations. She seems to be attempting to force the ball into Reese's mouth despite her obvious struggles. How about Kamilla Cardoso, too? Although she's scoring well, it seems as though she's playing with one hand tied behind her back. Cardoso isn't receiving the touches she deserves, and the offense isn't flowing. It resembles seeing a Ferrari that is stuck in first gear. This is no longer just about Reese. A team is experiencing a crisis. You could cut the tension in the locker room with a knife.
Obviously, no better place, no better time than now. I mean, so many people are watching, so I'm excited for what's upcoming.
And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is.
Experts are muttering to themselves. Novices are questioning their abilities, and the audience, they are just one victory away from a complete uprising. A silent power is growing in Chicago while everyone is frantically searching for solutions. Is the rescuer of the Sky perhaps just in front of us? Despite her impressive stats, Kamilla Cardoso's potential may be the team's best kept secret. For a moment, let's speak about Kamilla Cardoso. While everyone has been focusing on Angel Reese, Cardo has been quietly amassing some impressive numbers in a recent game. We're talking about 11 rebounds and 6 assists. That's not simply good, that has the potential to change the game. The worst part is that Cardoso is receiving nearly enough touches. It's as though the Sky drive a beaten-up minivan while keeping a Ferrari in the garage. Why the coaching staff isn't using her more has analysts and fans scratching their heads. Consider it. Cardoso outscored Reese in a recent game in terms of scoring efficiency. She controlled the boards and scored 10 points on fewer attempts. That's the type of performance that may change the course of a match. Why then isn't she taking part in the offense? More fans and experts are both enthralled by this question. There are even others who demand that Cardo take 15 or more shots in a game. That's a significant leap, but given her effectiveness, it might be just what the Sky need. Teresa Weatherspoon, the head coach, is aware of Cardoso's potential. She has been referred to as different and discussed how Cardoso's adaptability creates fresh offensive opportunities. However, acting and knowing are two distinct things. It's time for the Sky to stop talking the talk and start doing the action.
Threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
And Reese breaking up that pass. Kennedy Carter feeds Angel Reese. Can't finish.
Imagine for a moment that Reese and Cardoso are a dynamic team member. Already admirers are referring to them as skyscrapers. This combination has the ability to control the paint and terrorize other teams. There have been glimpses of it. Reese and Cardoso both recorded double-doubles in a recent game against the Indiana Fever, a 1W punch like that has the power to eliminate any team in the league. However, Cardoso's actions go beyond just taking more shots. It has to do with equilibrium. The Sky offense at the moment is as predictable as a crappy romance movie. It's obvious to all that Reese will get the ball, but it's not working. They could relieve some of the burden on Reese if they included Cardoso more, allow her space to breathe and rediscover her rhythm. Consider it. Reese has more room to maneuver if opponents are concerned about Cardoso in the post. Those double teams might relx. All of a sudden, those contested shots could open up a bit more. It's basic basketball knowledge. Having several threats makes you more difficult to stop and not to be overlooked as the mental game. Reese feels like she has the entire world on her shoulders right now. Every squandered opportunity seems to be amplified tenfold. However, this pressure will lessen if Cardoso steps up and establishes herself as a trustworthy backup. Reese does not have to play every possession like it's make or break. Reese's season isn't the only thing at stake here. The Sky dreams of making the playoffs are at stake.
Angel Reese. The media is up to their tricks. Angel Reese had a god-awful game last night. A horrible game.
A more well-rounded offensive line with Cardoso as an essential component might be the catalyst for a change in fortune, though there is yet time. The clock is running out.